Hi guys, this is the Red Rogue here to have a little talk about engineering in World of Warcraft and what it's good for as of patch 8.3. What used to be a really awesome PvP profession has slowly been reduced to a source of novelties over the course of many expansions. However, it does still offer many quality of life items for world content, power leveling, Mythic Plus, and farming. This will be a list of what I consider the 10 most useful items, however it will not include any of the tinkering effects that you can put on your gear, as those will have their own separate video. Well, let's get this mechanized mess rolling with number 10.
Number 10. The Ultimate Gnomish Army Knife. Many veteran players will remember the original Gnomish Army Knife from Wrath of the Lich King. Its successor was added in Warlords of Draenor with similar beneficial effects, namely an increase of all gathering professions by 10 skill points, and by counting as every profession tool in the game, which helps save a lot of bag space. The knife can also be used to attempt an out-of-combat resurrection of a member of your party with mixed success. This effect is still able to be used as of patch 8.3, however, it has about the same likelihood of working as someone in your raid not pulling the boss before you can use your pre-pot, so, you kinda take your chances with this one. Number 9. The Wormhole Generator, Northrend. While wormhole generators are by no means the most useful thing in an engineer's toolkit, they do save you a lot of time, which in a world as large as Azeroth, Outland, and beyond, it can sometimes be nice to get from point A to point B before the weekly reset. The Northrend generator is by far one of the most fair wormhole generators too, as it allows you to pick the zone of your choice when traveling, unlike most of the later iterations which just throw you somewhere random, like into the courtyard of Waycrest Manor when you're trying to get to Shrine of the Storm. The cooldown is longer than some of the newer generators, however, at 4 hours, and it does require maximum level Northrend engineering to craft. The bright side is you can purchase it off the auction house and are able to use it with only 40 Northrend engineering. Number 8. The Rocket Boots Extreme Light. This pair of cloth boots give a massive 300% movement speed increase for just shy of 3 seconds. While it may seem unorthodox, the rocket boots are cloth, so any player in the game may use them as long as they have at least 30 skill points in Outland engineering. Unlike their vanilla counterparts, these don't have any negative side effects such as randomly destroying themselves or causing you to run around in circles like you just got covered in bugs while Hotfoot is going off in horrific vision. Not that I've had that happen before, ever. But yeah, these boots work inside of instances, making them ideal for farming virtually any old dungeons or raids. While you could use these in 8.3 content, the sheer loss of stats would probably not make it worthwhile, unless you're just looking to get around quickly and don't have Pathfinder yet. Number 7. The Looterang. With a new expansion coming around the corner, it can be a real waste of time to run to every pack of mobs for loot when you're trying to push to max level. While hunters have the fetch ability they can teach their pets, everyone else has to get within range of at least one of the enemy corpses to get their items. At least if you're not part of the engineer master race, that is. The Looterang allows you to loot from any corpses within a sizable range without even having to target them. On top of that, you'll only need level 1 engineering to use this toy, meaning any character you start leveling can simply pick up engineering and never craft a single item, which is pretty awesome and a huge time saver. Also, don't be fooled by making Findle's Looterang by accident from Warlords of Draenor, as it is only usable in Draenor. Number 6. MOLL-E. MOLL-E comes in at number 6, as it helps fill a very important need for those of us who send potions or reagents between ults. Having a portable mailbox is a very big quality of life for nearly every character in the game, with the exception of course being anyone of the Nightborn allied race, as they have the cantrips racial. However, unlike cantrips, MOLL-E is able to be used by anyone in your group. This is another Wrath engineering device, so I suggest grinding it out if you haven't gotten around to it yet. Number 5. The Gun Shoes. The Gun Shoes are probably one of my favorite items that engineering has to offer. They are a Legion engineering item that, when used, will propel the user forward non-stop for 25 seconds and increase their movement speed by 200%. They're so fast the user can even skim over water. It seems more goofy than useful at first until you realize that you cannot be dismounted from the Gun Shoes, allowing you to get past heavy mob areas while doing world quests or while leveling. Gun Shoes can be used at any level, making them popular choices for speed leveling, especially when you don't have flying in certain areas. They do incur a 3-minute cooldown, cannot be used if already in combat, and cannot be used in Mythic Plus dungeons or indoors, so that does affect their ranking on this list quite a bit. Number 4. The Auto Hammer. While there are many engineering field bots that allow you to repair your gear, the Auto Hammer edges them out because it is easily accessible to every player in the game. The autohammer does not require engineering to use, meaning you can send plenty to all of your ults or guildies and not have to worry about someone hearthing out of your raid or Mythic Plus dungeon because they can't use a repair mount or forgot to repair in general. Dave? The downside to the autohammer is it does not count as a vendor, so you cannot sell anything to it. A few of the sell junk add-ons might show a button on the UI when you use it, but yeah, no, it doesn't do that, sorry. Number 3, the Goblin Glider Kit. Another item any player can use without engineering, the Goblin Glider Kit from Warlords of Draenor is a popular item to use while leveling. Having something comparable to a Demon Hunter's glide ability can help prevent unsightly demise, especially those caused by faulty engineering wormholes and totally not from looking at your map while mounted and going off a cliff. Yep, totally not for that. Prior to expansion launches, these items will generally go up a small amount in price due to an increased demand for ways to avoid unnecessary combat or to skip over areas in a zone. These gained a slight edge in their ranking over the gun shoes because even non-engineers can craft these, if they decide to put an engineering works hut into their garrison, which helps you avoid the price gouging that can occur. Number 2, the Unstable Temporal Timeshifter. This is probably one of the most important, amazing items engineers can craft. While some engineers may not need this item, this allows any class or spec to be able to perform in-combat resurrections. It does have a lengthy cast time and can be interrupted, unfortunately, but when it's all you've got in the middle of a higher level Mythic Plus dungeon, you'll figure out really quick how to use it. I can't even count how many times this has saved us from wipes on tyrannical weeks. It is apparently possible for this device to backfire and can cause the user to lose 90% of their current health, but in the literal dozens of times I've used it, it hasn't happened once, so your mileage may vary, I don't know. So, what could possibly be more useful than all of these other amazing gadgets? Well, one that could do a couple of these and more. The number one useful engineering device is Jeeves, the most charming and handsome robot butler you'd ever hope to have. This guy's like if Alfred in the T-1000 had a beautiful man baby. He's just awesome. Jeeves is able to be used in dungeons, raids, and world content. He's not only a vendor, but also repairs items for anyone who asks. If you're an engineer, he gives you bank access. On top of that, he's just so damn polite and punctual. The only downside to Jeeves is he requires a hefty list of materials, a lot of farming of mechanical mobs and storm peaks for the schematic, and maximum level Wrath engineering to craft. It's honestly enough of a task to get all of these things for Jeeves, it's probably going to get its own short video. Still totally worth it, but it does take some time and gold to do it.
So there you have it, folks. My list of 10 useful engineering items. It was honestly harder to pick only 10 items than I thought it would be, but I tried going with items that most classes or races just gain a lot of benefit from. If you feel like there was anything missing on the list though, feel free to leave a comment down below. I have some more videos in the works, so if you have any ideas for more or suggestions, feel free to leave that down there too. Anyways, this is the Red Rogue, and I'll see you around. What is the baby's doing? I'm gonna record you because you're just adorable. Human child. Can you explain to the nice peoples of the world why engineering is great? Yes, sir. Is this thing on? Is this on? Yes, it's on. Well, what do you have to say for yourself? Yes, sir. That's not an answer. Oh. You're lucky you're cute. Get out of here. Scram. Engineering stuff. Watch it. Go.